everyone, I'm Sarah, and this is Budgetsew, where we create stylish, fashionable looks as inexpensively as possible. I haven't been out thrifting for patterns lately, so today I'm going to show you some of my Vogue Designer patterns that I've collected over the years. But first, I'm going to show you a Vogue dress that I made. Today I'm wearing Vogue 8992 in a size 16. Vogue 8992 is a lined wrap dress fitted through the bust that has front extending into a collar, princess seams, inside ties, and hook and eye closing. It has narrow hems and top stitching and includes a stitched hem on the sleeves. I bought this pattern from the discard bin at Fabricland for $5.99. The regular price, $29.95. You may recognize this video from my We Want Quant free vintage pattern video. The link to that video is right here at the top of the screen. The recommended fabrics are crepe, lightweight denim, silk, and tweed. I didn't follow the recommended fabrics, but instead chose 100% polyester for both the dress and the lining. I bought the navy blue 150 centimeter wide woven fabric for $4 a meter at Fabricland, and I used 3.2 meters for the dress. The lining fabric is a pinky peach with black designs that I bought about 10 years ago from Len's Mills. The required notions for this pattern are one hook and eye and seam binding. The pattern instructions show for inside ties, cut 2 pieces of seam binding, each 19 inches or 48 centimeters long. Now, I didn't have any seam binding that wasn't lace, so I used some pretty flower trim that I purchased for one of my earlier sewing projects from when I was in secondary school. I can't believe I still have this trim. It's so pretty. It's little blue and pink flowers with green leaves on a white background with a baby blue scalloped border. I used this trim on another project of mine, Budgetsew 4403. The link to that video is right here at the top of the screen. I ran into only one problem when making up this pattern, and that was the collar. Step 23 of the instructions show pin back lining to front lining and facing at shoulders and back neck edge to collar, clipping back lining where necessary, baste, stitch pivoting at small circles. I really struggled with this step because no matter what I did, the pieces wouldn't line up. I actually set this dress aside for about a month before gaining the confidence to try again. Even though I initially struggled with this garment, I love how it came together and I love how it turned out. After trying the dress on, I decided to make a belt. I used the belt pattern from Vogue 8408, so I had the right length. You may recognize this dress pattern from one of my previous videos where I show you an impressive fabric haul, where the fabric was on sale for 85% off the sale price. Yes, 85% off the sale price. The link to Vogue 8408 and that fabric haul is right here at the top of the screen. To complete the look, I'm wearing Comfort Plus by Prediction shoes in navy blue that I bought at the Payless shoe store. My brooch was in a Ziploc bag full of jewelry that I bought for $5 at a church Christmas bazaar. The earrings complement the brooch perfectly and came from the Salvation Army thrift store. The sheer tights are Hue brand from the Hudson's Bay Company, and the hair clip is from Dollarama, a Canadian dollar store. Now, on to the patterns. The first pattern is Vogue 2064. It's a Donna Karan New York Vogue American Designer original pattern that was published in 1997. I bought this pattern in a Vogue pattern sale from Fabricland. It's a close-fitting wrap top that has the front cut in one with the back, forming the drape, a tab with hook and eye closing, and long sleeves with stitched hems. There is no provision for an above waist adjustment. It has fitted, straight, or wide leg pants that are floor length and have an elastic waist and no side seams. The pattern is for two-way stretch knits only. The recommended fabrics for both tops and the pants are rayon spandex, cotton spandex, and wool spandex. I made View A's top about 10 years ago from fabric that I purchased from the clearance bin from Walmart. It was a purple polyester knit that was about 150 centimeters wide and was $1.99 a meter. What is really interesting about this pattern is the size of the pattern pieces. Since the right side of the wrap top is cut in one with the back, 3 pattern pieces, piece 1, 1A, and 3 for View A, are needed to be taped together so that it could be cut out correctly from the fabric. It was a fun sew. The next pattern is Vogue 2476, and it's a Vogue vintage model. It's an original 1949 design that was republished in 2000. I bought this pattern in a Vogue pattern sale from Fabricland. It's a fitted, partially interfaced lined, above hip jacket that has collar, shoulder pads, seam details, side front pockets, back vent, and long 2-piece sleeves. The A-line skirt goes to the lower calf and has waistband and side snap or zipper closing. View A has a contrast collar. The recommended fabrics are lightweight flannel, wool crepe, and gabardine. I love the fitted shape of the jacket with the shoulder darts, and I love the length of the skirt. Before I continue with the patterns, please share this video with your friends and family. I'd love to help others sew and upcycle on a budget and troubleshoot their favorite patterns. I also love sharing the treasure that I find at thrift shops. If you'd like to see more from Budgetsew, please subscribe and make sure that the bell is on to receive a notification when I release a new video. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Budgetsew. Now, back to the patterns. The next pattern is Vogue 2494, and it's a Vogue vintage model. It's an original 1948 design that was republished in 2000. I also bought this pattern in a Vogue pattern sale from Fabricland. It's a close-fitting dress, evening length. It has shoulder pads, the front extending into a single layer drape with the wrong side showing, inset, front pleats, gathers, dropped waist back bodice, side snap or zipper closing, back neck slit, button loop, and cap sleeves. The recommended fabrics are satin backed crepe, tissue fail, and crepe de chine. I thought this dress was quite elegant with the scarf draped over the shoulder. Next is Vogue 2745. It's a New York, the collection pattern. It was published in 2003. I purchased this pattern on sale from Fabricland. It's a close-fitting, bias pullover flared dress below the mid-knee at the center back and has lingerie straps, side insets, and a shaped hemline. Close-fitting, bias pullover A-line slip, has self-lined bodice and ribbon shoulder straps. The recommended fabrics are chiffon, crepe de chine, and voile. The slip should be made from China silk or charmeuse. The version with the lace over the slip is very pretty, but I love the version on the right. The white version in crepe de chine looks so graceful. The next pattern is Vogue 2776. It's a Bagley Mishka Vogue American Designer original capelet, top, belt, and skirt pattern that was published in 2003. I bought this pattern at Fabricland in one of their pattern sales. The unlined capelet has a back button closure and purchase trim. The close-fitting lined top has a side zipper and belt. The semi-fitted, lined, slightly flared skirt is floor length at the center front and has a waistband and back zipper. The recommended fabric for the capelet is English netting, and the top, belt, and skirt should be made from crepe, fail, and crepe back satin. The top lining and capelet back facing should be made from chiffon. The recommended fabric for the lining of the skirt is China silk. This is one of my favorite patterns, even though I've never made it up. It's absolutely stunning. The next pattern is Vogue 2850. It's an Anna Sui Vogue American Designer top pattern, and it was published in 2005. The pattern is a close-fitting empire waist top with neckline variations. View A and C are partially lined. View A has a halter back with back, neck, and waist ties. View B is a sleeveless wrap top with a neck flounce. View C has ribbon trim along the outer edge. The recommended fabrics are chiffon, batiste, charmeuse, and crepe de chine. I love View B's wrap top with the flounce. It's so pretty. The next pattern is Vogue 2867. I purchased this pattern on sale about 15 years ago from Fabricland. The pattern was originally published in 2005 and is a Donna Karan Vogue American Designer pattern. It includes a one-piece shrug and scarf, a fitted pullover top, and a flared skirt that is fitted through the hip and falls below the knee. The skirt also has an elastic waist and a purchase belt. All pieces have top stitching detail. This pattern is for moderate stretch knits only, such as wool jersey, matte jersey, and stretch velvet. I made up this pattern about 10 years ago in stretch green velour, and I loved it so much that I made it up again. This time, the top and the skirt were made out of a knit houndstooth. You may remember this pattern from one of my previous videos. The link to the video with that top and skirt is right here at the top of the screen. The next pattern is Vogue 2879. This is a Donna Karan Vogue American Designer pattern that was published in 2005. It's a close-fitting, floor-length dress with kimono sleeves, a low back, a draped overlay gathered into the right side front underskirt seam, and top stitch trim. This pattern is for moderate stretch knits only, such as matte jersey and wool jersey. I love Donna Karan patterns and how she works with knits to create beautiful clothing with draping. Next is Vogue 2882. This is a Tom and Linda Platt Vogue American Designer top, skirt, and pant pattern that was published in 2005. It's a close-fitting top with back zipper and sleeve, neckline, and hem variations. View A and B have loops and button closure at the back of the collar. View C has side slits and top stitch neckline, shoulder opening, and hemline. It has a semi-fitted, slightly flared skirt and loose-fitting pants with a back zipper closure. This pattern is for moderate stretch knits only, such as stretch wovens, stretch crepe, and stretch matte jersey. I made up View A's top and View D's skirt about 10 years ago for a wedding. I used a deep green polyester spandex fabric that I bought on sale from Fabricland. It was a gorgeous outfit. The next pattern is Vogue 2931. It's a Belleville Sassoon Vogue Designer original that was published in 2006. This fitted floor-length lined dress has princess seams with bow and front bra, back invisible zipper closing, and neck straps. It has built-in foundation with boning, hook and eye tape closing. The recommended fabrics are Duchess satin, taffeta, silk-like fail, brocade, and silk dupani. I love the oversized bow and the flared skirt. So stylish. The final pattern is Vogue 2920. It's another Donna Karan Vogue American Designer jacket and pants pattern published in 2006. This close-fitting jacket has a pleated front with front band, princess seams, and the fronts are draped around the shoulders with the neck forming a flower at the right shoulder. It has two-piece sleeves, self-fabric fringe, and top stitching trim. The pants have a flared leg, side front slanted pockets with button tab, yoke with front welt pocket, invisible zipper, and back tabs with button trim. The recommended fabrics for the pants and jacket are moderate stretch knits only, such as stretch wool crepe, stretch wool flannel, and stretch men's suiting. The lining, yokes, and pockets should be made from silk twill or taffeta. I love the giant flower on the front. It's such an interesting detail. I hope you enjoyed this second part of my Vogue Designer pattern collection. Please like and share this video with your friends and family. And if you'd like to see more from Budgetsew, please subscribe. And if you'd like to stay up to date with Budgetsew, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Budgetsew. Thanks for watching. See you next time.